Objection! Objection! Hold it! Hold it! Objection! Hold it! Objection! Hold it! Hold it! Objection! Hold it! Objection! Hold it! Hold it! Objection! Hold it! Objection!
Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today on this fine Saturday. Let's begin. Hi, everybody. New model. I hope you're all ready for today's r/am I the asshole Ace Attorney. If you don't know what this segment is, basically we go on the horrendous and strange website called Reddit, where all the depraved individuals go to ponder if they are a good person or not, by presenting situations in which they might or might not be an asshole. And who's the judge of that? Me! I am. Let me just say hi to everybody first in chat. Hello, Raven. Hello, Jess. By the way, also, thank you, Ham, for the gift sub to Mad Dog. Hello, hello, Raven. Hello, Jess. By the way, if you guys are wondering who made this beautiful artwork visage of me, currently, it is Jess in chat right now. Yeah, I'm pointing at you directly. No, but, they did a wonderful job, and they deserve all the credit in the world. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do all the little, I guess, things I wanted to set up for this stream beforehand, but we still move forward. I did get, you know, what you see currently ready, but I'll definitely be trying to make this stream segment like a once a month thing. So, you know, I definitely have more time to mess around with OBS and all these sort of neat little thingamabobs. So, you know, look forward to that. But anyway, back to saying hi to everybody. Hello, Neb. Hello, Ellie. Ellie says, oh my god, what's up, bro? You got something to say? Hello, Marty. Hello, Ham. Thank you again for the sub earlier, Ham. Hello, Mad Dog. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Space Dad. Why is he so yowiful? I don't know. I just kind of am. Balzer, I got plenty of hair. Take a look. If I missed anybody, please let me know. Oh, hi, Steezels. Finally, consistency from Zura. Shut the hell up. Anyway. Are you guys ready? By the way, in the Zura Cord, you can suggest some posts for me to look over and decide whether they are, in fact, an asshole or not. Which some people already have, and I'm gonna be pulling from that. So if you recognize a story from there, you know why. Zura, no naughty words in the courtroom. This is my courtroom! I'm the judge, jury, and executioner. So, you know, keep that in mind, why don't you? Anyway, let's begin, shall we? Where's my little... Here we go. Let us begin. Oh, let me actually get my little thing going. Bam! All right. First one of the day. Let's start. Actually, let me get my little microphone out for this one.
Am I the asshole for trash talking my girlfriend's little brother? Hey Zer, hi Nari, what's up? Am I the asshole for trash talking my girlfriend's little brother while playing Mario Kart? Good music transition. Hey everyone. General details. I'm 23. Little bro is 13. So last night, we were playing Mario Kart Grand Prix, and admittedly, I'm absolute dog shit at the game. As the first race progressed, I was always below 7th place. Little bro was usually top 4. Every time little bro would get hit or hit someone, he'd say something like, "Ouch, I hate to be 9th place," or just general trash talk stuff, no real harm being done. I found it pretty funny. But my girlfriend's little brother is very bratty when he's losing. If he's losing, he automatically assumes someone's cheating, or that the game is broken, or being unfair to him, or some other really bad excuse. So when the second Grand Prix round came, I tried my best and got a lot of times, and beat him by like 4 to 5 places for all 4 races. Every time she'd complain about anything, I'd say, yeah, you should just practice a bit more, or if I played this game as much as you, there's no way I'd be 9th. He was pissed. As soon as the 4th race ended, I used one of the lines he said to me earlier on him, and he stormed out of the room. You see how you went down in the scoreboard? That must mean you're pretty bad. He was salty for the rest of the night and ended up doing this thing where he wants to ask him to play after every round, so which he'll say no or vice versa and then take it back when he said his choice was locked in. While I still feel it was the right thing to do to try and teach him a lesson, he's 13 and I'm 10 years his senior.
We already got a doozy for the first one, huh? Let's do this. I don't know. Okay, so he's obviously a child. So he's a child, and children are stupid and kind of, don't understand basic empathy. So if this was like, say, like a 16-year-old or like a 18-year-old plus, obviously I'd be like, okay, you're not the asshole because, you're giving him a taste of your own medicine. They should know better. But this is a 13-year-old. Keep that in mind. You know what I was doing when I was 13? I was like shooting BB guns in my own hand because I was fucking stupid. So, I feel like, being 23 years old, it's like, I don't know. Imagine there's like a 13-year-old punching you in the leg, like jokingly, like ah, and then you get so fed up that you start doing it back, like in the same like kind of speed and strength as he was, even if it wasn't, hi Smidgy, even if it wasn't like that hard, you're still punching a child. What do you mean I punched a 13-year-old back easily? Okay, well that's your problem. There's something wrong with that. Bad example. You're a bad... No. Ellie, down in the peanut gallery, okay? The judge is speaking right now. And also the defense and prosecutioner. But anyway. Zura punches children. Let's not jump to conclusions. Shit. God, I really wish one of my mods was here so I can bring up a poll. Anyway, it's... I want a free bag of chips. No, I'm sorry, but... Mod Nari? Nari, do you want to do free manual labor? Just make me mod? I don't know, Raven. I'm very, very picky and choosy. Sure? I'll think about it. Give me a moment. Mod me. Guys, sit the fuck down! This isn't a goddamn competition to be mod! Anyway. I'm going to dictate this. No, you should have... I get to be mod, I get to be... No. This is, The kid's 13. You could have, if he was being annoying and mean, just be straightforward with it and be like, hey kid, I know we're having fun, but can you please you can't be talking to people like this. Especially when you're being a sore loser, like no one's, you gotta be nice. Or don't, if you see him being upset over it, just be like, hey, you were doing the exact same thing to me earlier. If you don't, stop. You can be an adult about it, is what I'm trying to say. There was no justification for him to keep leaning into being mean to that child. So, keep that in mind, okay? And with that, I think I've reached my verdict. He's just a kid, man. Fucking lay off, Jesus. Nah, fuck them kids. All right, we have a bunch of serial children haters in chat. You're all like mid-20s, early, like close to being. Some of you were close to being fucking 30, if already 30. Lay off. Anyway, on to the next one. Okay, some of you guys need a. All right, let's go. Am I the asshole for telling my son he'll never make it as a streamer? Holy fuck, that's a deep cut. Damn, there's layers to that. All right. Let's go for it, guys.
Am I the asshole for telling my son he'll never make it as a streamer? Since my son is turning 18, he started spending a lot of money on his computer, microphone, green screen, another screen, and started becoming hyper obsessed with his on-screen appearance. We were at first worried about his safety talking to strangers, but now we're more worried about his plans. He's been doing it for a year now and has earned only 1K. He screams at us if he hears us turn on Netflix because it slows his internet, apparently. I sat him down and in no ambiguous terms told him he'd never make it and it's time to find a real job. As motivation, we called our internet provider and asked to be downgraded to the cheapest, slowest plan so he wouldn't be able to stream. I know it sounds a bit extreme, but I had a job lined up for him. I'm a landlord and recently recently laid off my only employee, hoping he can take over. A very easy job. Applications now, and then an arranging general repairs, etc. He didn't take this well and threw a fit and walked out. My wife, God bless her soul, has started feeling bad, but I'm sticking to my guns. Am I the asshole?
Now wait just a moment. Hold it! Yes! You are the asshole! What the fuck are you talking about? Are you insane? What the fuck is your problem? You're an idiot! Okay, listen. You could have, like, talked to him way... You know, kid earned 1K goddamn, like, that's what I'm saying. Do you know how much fucking little money streamers make? Very little. Especially unless you're like super like up there. Yeah, you're not gonna make jack shit. And also, like, you can be, hi cookies. And also, you can like encourage him to have a job and also do streaming on the side. You can do both, you know? Sure, like, it's gonna be a time management thing, and he's gonna have to learn how to do that, but just throttling his internet, not even just his internet, your internet in general, to discourage him from being a streamer, that's what he wants to do. At least let him do it as a hobby. He can still do work, like, you know, traditional job, while also, you know, building himself up as a streamer. Honestly, 1K for a year is pretty good. Do you know how much a Twitch payout people usually get? Less than, like, people make like less than 50 bucks a month sometimes off subs. Because subs are, I don't know if you guys know this, but the like $6 you pay for the sub, streamer only gets half of it. The rest goes to Twitch. So yeah. You're the asshole. Let's look at the comments, because this is pissing me off. You're the asshole. You could have asked your son to compromise, splitting his time between his passion and a more realistic... That's what I'm saying! Career goal, but instead you stepped on his dream, no matter how unrealistic that may have been, and driven a wedge between the two of you that could result in him moving on without you. Have fun in the shitty old folks home. That's what I'm fucking talking about, and that's the top comment too. See, I'm rational. I have a fucking comprehensive brain that is able to detect when someone is being mean. I have some semblance of a conscience. Even this is just straight up kind of evil. Hi, Robo. AK Takeda. This is just straight up actually evil. Like, you're being a shit parent. You should be, like... I understand being realistic, right? You want your kid not to be like a homeless bum, like stay-at-home fucking chud, right? But just because he's a streamer does not make it's what he wants to do. You should be supportive. That's the whole thing about being a good parent, being supportive of what your kid wants to do. You could be way worse things than a streamer, just saying. And if he's making 1K a year, that's a start. You know? Being a streamer's hard, man. It's like being a YouTuber. I don't know. Imagine if like Markiplier's dad or mom like throttled the internet when he was like 18. Like, that could have actually been extraordinarily detrimental to his potential in the future. Like, he could have turned into like something completely else. Markiplier. He could be a male stripper instead and make more than 1K. Okay, well, maybe he's not sexy enough. Or something. I don't know. His mom kicked him out. This guy? Markiplier? Wait, Markiplier did? Really? Well, I guess tale as old as time. You know? Who knows? That kid could be the next Markiplier. I don't know. The dad will never know, because his ass is gonna be in the old folks home. And it's gonna be his own damn fault too. Anyway. I think we reached a pretty conclusive verdict. Fuck you, father of that child. On to the next one. Huh?
Hey, thanks for the sub.
Hey, you know, thank you. I appreciate it. Ham, thank you very much for the 5 gift subs. Congratulations on jailing the child. No, the jailing the parent. Holy shit, a whole asset and not just LARPing. I never LARP. I'm real. I'm as real as can fucking be, okay? Death penalty. That's pretty bad. If we were giving out like straight up penalties, that's pretty fucking bad. At least 25 years, no parole. Sorry. No. All right. Next one. What else do we have on the chopping block? That's what I want to know. Electric chair. Literally 1984. Settle down, everybody. Settle down. Okay. Next one is, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend not to romance characters in her RPG? Oh, fuck, oh god.
I, 29 male, have been with my girlfriend Claire Redfield, 31 female, for just over 3 years. We mostly have a great relationship, and I really feel like I found a unicorn and I want this to be forever. But one thing really bugs me. Also, have you noticed that there's a lot of spelling mistakes in these fucking things? He said, but one thing. It really bugs me. We're both game. We're both gamers. In parentheses, unicorn. But she likes RPGs. We'll play some of the same games, but I don't like the RPGs. In her RPGs, she's always ends up romancing some character or another and gets really invested in making them love her. She creates the character to look like her. It bugs me that she spends so much time in making this relationship with this game character. She always picks the guy character to lock the relationship with too, even though she'll flirt with all of them. I was watching her play the last one and she was cooing about his accent and hurt tough guy backstory, and I just couldn't take it. I started beating her with a chair until she told me to stop, and then I got really scared. I told her she needs to stop forming these relationships, and it's basically an emotional affair, like she's cheating on me. She called me ridiculous and that it's just a game. I told her she invests way too much into a fake relationship with other men. Spending time going on dates with them, buying gifts, figuring out which dialogue option to take, even saving to go back and replay if it doesn't go the way she wants. She told me again that it's just a game, and they don't mean anything, but I can't stand watching the cutscenes with someone she made to look like her flirt and have sex with another guy. I told her again, no more in the game relationships, and asked her to only play the games we both like. No relationships you control. Or just not have sex with a character in the game. She calls me childish and insecure. And I said she was basically flaunting her cheating on me. She packed up her PlayStation, is playing at a friend's house. She even took the dog. Her friends are texting me, calling me an a-hole for calling her a cheater. But my friends say they understand how it feels like I'm being cheated on. Am I the asshole?
Well. You fucking dipshit! Of course you're the asshole! Why are you saying? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know if it's fake. This is funny. No, that's what I... Okay, what makes me think that it's not fake... Also, hi, Eliza. Also, hi, Mars. What makes me think it's not... By the way, if I missed any hellos, I apologize. I'm like locked in with these goddamn stories. It's hard to narrate. What the fuck? This dude has never had a friend with like a girl. This dude has never been friends with a girl who like plays ultimate games. Dude. This guy would not handle being friends with anybody that is like reading AO3 on the daily, which I'm sure some of you in chat are doing, or like, you know what I mean? This hut sucks. That's what I say when I go to Pizza Hut. That's really shitty. Bro, I don't think he's been friends with a girl at all. That's okay. That, you know, I also think so too. I'm reading AO3 right now. Stop doing such insolent activities while listening to my stream, you knave. Ham, thank you very much for the... Damn, you've gifted like 325 gifts up! I appreciate your support very much, Ham. I can never truly, I guess, express it as much as I truly feel. But thank you, you know, thank you very much, sincerely. Anyway, no, this guy, I'm not even gonna... The reason why I just went with a guilty verdict immediately is because, like, dude, I've known so many I play RPGs. I romance. I played fucking, like... And don't even get me started on, like, visual novels, especially, like, the ones with the... Like, did you know Fate Stay Night was originally... It had, like, pornographic CGs. Anybody who consumes Fate Stay Night has technically, like, consumed media that was originally kind of like a porno. I know the whole point of the story wasn't around the porno, but it was in there. So... like, RPGs and just romance in video games are really common, especially now. Like, dude, play a fucking Persona game. It's insane that this dude hasn't played, like, an RPG game where he, like, has, like, a character that he likes and wants, like, romance in the optional, like, romance thing. Like, and it's obviously it's not real. It's a fucking video game. It's fantasy. It's like AO3 self-insert shit. You're still loyal to your, like, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, because they're real, and the character in the video game is not. I feel like I'm talking to, like, a fucking bacteria that's just learning how to be alive when I explain this, because this should be... I really wish I knew how old this person was, because if they were, like, 16 years old, it's like, okay, you're an idiot, but you have the opportunity to grow from this. Obviously, all her friends were going to defend... Obviously, all, you know, the girlfriend's friends were going to defend her because they probably also play RPG games too and are not idiots. Zura, what's up? Also, he says he... Wait, what? Okay, I missed that! 29? Fuck this dude! You're going to hell! Hello, Cherry. Am I that's why asking someone to play GeForce? Yes, death penalty. 29. Okay, I missed that earlier. 29? You're a fucking idiot. You're fucking stupid. I hope I never have to meet anybody like you ever. 29 years old, almost. You're pushing 30, and you still think playing RPG game characters where you smooch a sexy boy is cheating on your spouse. You're an idiot. Death penalty. Goodbye. Next fucking... Next fucking idiot. Go. Let's do this, okay? What is this one? I like how some of them give, like, the posts flair. Like, they, instead of typing, am I the asshole, they type, would I be the asshole, Wipta? Would I be the asshole if I let my daughter continue playing a violent video game?
I, 39 male, have a daughter. Yeah, people like that typically do. Who has recently started playing a violent video game. Why does he keep putting violence in parentheses? The violent video game in question is The Sims. Just gonna let that simmer. She has given me tours of her dungeons, where she keeps her Sims exes, her child labor workforce, and complex love stories. Now, I don't really find anything wrong with this. Sure, it's a bit cruel to lock Sims up, but I just think she's being a kid. It's only become a problem now because of my 38 wife. She wants to stop our daughter from playing because she thinks the game is too violent. Ooh. But I'm just confused by this because we haven't typically stopped our kids from playing violent games before. Our youngest, 9, plays Fortnite and tried indoctrinating me into the game. Our 15 male plays fighting games too, mainly of superheroes. So I don't really see the problem with a simulation compared to the shooting and fighting games our son plays. So I'm wondering if I would be the asshole if I just let my daughter continue playing, even if my wife is concerned. Am I the asshole?
Detonating in 5, 4, 3. Can you please get that missile away from my house? Thank you. Hello, Fua. Anyway, I think I don't think this. Okay, is he an asshole for letting the kid keep playing? No. Kind of sounds like the wife might have a bit of internalized misogyny. I think so too. Also, is it? I feel like when I was funny seeing like the dungeon comment, but Jess draws Zura so yaoi. The people want what they want, and you know what? I'll be the catalyst for that. Ham, thank you very much for the gift sub towards Fua. Thank you very much, sincerely. If he had asked, like, am I the asshole for making my daughter stop playing? Yes, but he specifically prefaced it by saying, am I the asshole if I just let my daughter continue playing it even if my wife has concerns? No. Like, he's being pretty reasonable. His kid plays Fortnite. Fortnite has guns. No, I was thinking so too, Cherry. I'm thinking no. Fortnite has guns. Fortnite has a lot of questionable skins in it too. And there's a lot of like, just kind of, we don't really view it that way now because we're just kind of desensitized to it. But back in the day, if like Fortnite was around when like GTA was around, people, there would be like, I don't know if you, damn, my throat is killing me. Wait, how old was the kid? 12 years old. The daughter was 12. 9-year-old kid was playing Fortnite, which he was comparing them to. Like, it is, I think the mom is the asshole in this scenario because she, and honestly, I know you said something about like the internalized misogyny. I kind of think so too. Like, some people would give me rolling eyes, but like, your male, like 9-year-old kid who's like 3 years younger than your daughter is shooting people, probably trash talking if he has a microphone, you just don't know about it. And it's fine, and you view that as fine. But when your daughter is like making like fucking dungeon roleplay AO3 scenarios, self-insert probably, on her Sims game, you're freaking out. Like, that makes no sense. I feel like that's pretty normal for a kid. It doesn't matter if she's like, and also she's older than your kid. And you know, guess what? The Sims base game doesn't really have any inherent violence in it. Like, you can't, sure, she can make a quote unquote dungeon, but it's not going to really be a dungeon unless she makes mods, which I doubt it. She's 12 years old. She probably doesn't even know the modding capability of the Sims. She's learning that men are awful and deserve to be punished. Listen, let the kid play the damn game. All right. If 9-year-old child can play Fortnite and shoot and kill people, go then let the daughter do her little like dungeon roleplay where she stabs people like Vlad Tepish. Okay, it's fine. In this case, since he asked, would I be the asshole if I just let her keep playing? You're not the asshole. You're okay. I think your wife is just being unreasonable. You know? I want to read some of the comments. Hey, as both someone who studied child psychology and youth delinquency, and a woman who played both Barbies and The Sims as a young girl, The Sims is just modern Barbies. Kids are going to explore, you know, that's actually pretty reasonable. I agree with that. Kids are going to explore the violent and strange bits of the world no matter how they do it. It's human nature. I used to lock up the Barbies in jail, have servants, Barbies and nobles, play out elaborate stories about romance and murders and cheating. It's how children learn empathy and explore and learn the realities of humanity. Both of The Sims and Barbies are healthy outlets for kids. They can deal with their complex and negative feelings in a healthy way, even if it looks violent, without hurting anybody. Even if your daughter had a bully and she made the bully in The Sims, then locked them up in a room and starved them until they die. Something I did, lol. That doesn't mean she wants to act on those feelings in real life. It's cathartic. The Sims look so funny that putting them in bizarre and cruel situations like that makes you feel a little vindicated and makes you laugh. It lets you feel all that and then let it go. Hope this helps. I agree with this. You know, this fucking reminds me of an insane thing. Okay, it's not that insane, but it's really fucking funny. There was a story, I think it might have been on Reddit, where some kid did the same. The kid said, when my mom and dad would make me upset, or no, like he was an adult, but he was like talking back on, basically it was a person reminiscing of their childhood and remembered that whenever they were upset with their parents, they would put them into like WWE, like a WWE game on like PlayStation, make the actual like create a character into their mom and dad, and then start body slamming them. Fuck you, mom. Fuck you, dad. And you know what? It probably was cathartic. You know? I don't blame that person for doing that. That's real. That's fucking funny as shit too. That's awesome. I don't fucking... That's so fucking... That's what I'm saying. It's... If I... Not gonna lie, if my kid did that in their video game, I wouldn't be concerned. I'd be laughing my ass off because I know that's just how they're venting stress. It's just so fucking funny. God. But anyway, yeah, not the asshole. You're fine. Making my Chud Torb player teammate in The Sims so I can put him in the pool and take away the ladder. I remember there was one where you could like light a firework, wait for it, and then right as the firework is coming down, you pause the game, place a like sim under there, directly under where it's about to fall, and it would slam directly on top of their skull and kill them. The Sims is kind of low-key like torture simulator for children, and that's okay, you know? Video games are just an outlet to vent stress from the real world. It's escapism. It's fine. It's not real life. Come on now. Anyway, we're done with that one. I think I don't know. I feel like we're all in agreement with that one. I hope. On to the next one. Yeah. Alrighty, next we have... Am I the asshole for telling my friends that I didn't want to buy Animal Crossing, New Horizons, and calling them out on their fake gaming obsession? Ooh, this one's a doozy. Time to put Zura in my torture chamber. Please don't. Please. Please.
My friends are generally not gamers. They typically either diss on most games or have an incredibly warped view of them. For example, one of them thinks that Life is Strange is the most revolutionary game ever made because you can choose how the story plays out. I tried to explain to her that, oh no, this guy's definitely an elite gamer, isn't he? I tried to explain to her that there's been several games like that before, and she just went into denial. Anyway, they bought a Switch in Animal Crossing because they claimed that it reminded them of Harvest Moon for Nintendo Switch. Okay, so they know ball, you know? They know Harvest Moon. That's a pretty... Compare that to like a fucking app phone game player. That'll be like, what? They asked me to get the game since they wanted to play together. I refused. Saying that I didn't think that was my type of game. They rebuked me because they thought they know I play a lot of Stardew Valley, which they claim to be a similar game, and they can't understand why it's pretty different. I also didn't want to pay for the Nintendo Online, which I believe to be useless. Alright, I'll say it right now, I also kind of agree Nintendo Online sucks ass. +1 for that. Rebuked. This dude has Alexa. This dude was like Googling synonyms for like different words to make himself seem smarter. I'm part of some Facebook groups where we discussed various topics, and I was unaware that one of them was public. A guy posted that he had bought Animal Crossing and that he was deeply regretting it because he found the game to be super boring and almost devoid of any meaningful gameplay. I jokingly commented, "Lol, that was pretty much a given. If a game is so beloved by the general public, it's usually pretty damn bad because they obviously lose their shit at whatever and forget about what actually makes a game good." Oh, yuck, yuck, yuck. My friend saw a post. My friend saw that post and tried to grill me for it and told me I was basically insulting them. I told them the comment was a joke, but also explained in general. There's hardcore and casual gamers, and that AC falls into the casual category, which I didn't like, and that they did because they were more casual gamers, which wasn't bad, but was different from my tastes. They went, we're not casual gamers. And I told them that 99% of their gaming library were casual games. They barely play games and barely know anything about the medium, to the point where they thought Life is Strange was revolutionary. They again said that they weren't, and that I didn't know about that, and one of them pointed out how she even has a Nintendo 64 logo t-shirt. She hasn't, always brags about it and wears it for Instagram pics. Like, I absolutely love gaming. Fun fact, she never actually had a Nintendo 64. I told her that the shirt was obviously just for appearance, because the first day she brought it in, I asked her, why is he trailing off with his fucking Nintendo 64 shirt? Who gives a shit? I asked her if she remembered Banjo-Kazooie, and she said, "Oh, I don't know that game." I thought it was odd since it's literally one of the most famous titles in the console, so I asked about a lot of famous Nintendo 64. Why is he gatekeeping gaming? GoldenEye, Smash Bros, Perfect Blue, Turok, and Conquer. She didn't know any of the titles aside from Mario 64 and Zelda Ocarina of Time. She even thought was a GameCube title. Whenever my friends lost an argument, they kind of just go into denial mode, and that's why they did here. Now, they didn't bring it up, but I'm wondering if I handled the situation correctly. Was I the asshole here? Oh! Yes. Yes, you were the asshole. No.
Come on now. Let's not kid ourselves. Listen, I can understand, like, if your friend is being super in denial about something. Like, because I've had friends who would refuse to ever acknowledge that they were wrong, even when they were wrong. But this dude, Mario Maker, okay. I was wondering what that MM is. They're weird, but he's also an asshole. I think both of these people are just annoying, and I don't want to know them. I'm glad I don't know these people. They both sound insufferable, and yeah. On the one hand, the guy is being like super weirdly elitist about video games, and the other person is like taking photos of themselves with a Nintendo 64 t-shirt on Instagram going, "I love gaming." So it's like, did you try to why'd you try to throw something at me? Knock it off in the peanut gallery. Okay? Knock it off. Anyway. Yeah, no, this guy's a jerk. I don't know why you would ever be that, like, video game elitism has been around for like 20 plus years. I'm sorry, Cookies. Video game elitism has been around for like 20 plus years. It's not anything new, but it's always really stupid. Just let people enjoy their shit. Who fucking cares? That's what I'm saying, man. If they, like, if I see someone playing Candy Crush and call themselves like a gamer, I'm not gonna be like, "No, you're not." It's like, who cares? It's a fucking label. Who cares about that? What should matter is you like video games and you play said video games. Sounds like a neckbeard. That's what I'm thinking. Both of these people sound insufferable, and I don't like them. Gaming isn't some sort of like... It's not some sort of like high... I don't know. I can't... It's hard to articulate what I mean, but it's just a thing. It's a trait. You like playing video games. You like sports. Like, it's like being an elitist about sports. I like to play basketball sometimes with fam. Like, I don't really like to play basketball, but if I'm visiting family, like, I'll pick up a ball and throw it around. And, like, technically I'd be like, yeah, I guess I like sports, but compare me to a person who is, like, super into sports, like, watches all the teams and goes to the games and all that shit. If they said to me, like, oh, you're not actually a sports fan, I would be like, okay, I still like to play sports, you know? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's strange. But anyway. You're kind of the asshole, man. Next one. It's weird. It is weird. I don't know, man. Anyway. On to the next one. How are you guys enjoying this segment? Do you like... Well, not segment. This is going to be the whole stream, I'll be quite honest with you. But, back-to-back bangers. These are good. You guys are good at picking good ones. I'm really thankful that you guys, like, were giving these to me. Again, if any of you want me to review any of these stories on the subreddit, this filthy subreddit, feel free to do so in the Zura cord. There is a section in the Zura cord where you can post little Am I the Asshole stories that I'll be able to read in the future. No promises on if I'll be able to get to every story or not, so if I miss them, I'm sorry, but, I mean, they're there for me to pick from. I think the reason that this became such a big thing was that for a long time, gaming was a very niche subculture that was pretty maligned. But then, as it became more mainstream, people started feeling alienated from the gaming community because of the new people coming in. I mean, that kind of happened with anime. Anime has become so much more normalized in recent years, especially after COVID. When COVID happened, everybody went inside and just, a lot of extroverted people that would do activities outside, like going clubbing and all that shit, would stay inside, and some of them dabbled into anime. And that's why I've heard stories about if you went to like an anime convention after COVID had ended, there were way more quote unquote normies than, the usual sort of people that would attend those prior to that. And because of that, a lot of people that wouldn't touch anime or wouldn't even consider it started dabbling in it. And now it has become way more normalized. I see a bunch of anime stuff casually, and I'm sure a lot of like people who don't even care about anime, like, sports people or music people, things that they like or prefer other than, more of the quote unquote nerdier subjects, start dabbling in it. And now it's just pretty normal, and gaming is too. And then you get people who maybe were old heads, or people were in it before it became more normalized, getting weirdly elitist. That doesn't justify it, though. I'm just parsing out why this may happen. And I do agree with you, Cherry. That is probably like the main reason why people behave that way. Well, only a select few anime have become normalized. If you showed the average person something that is like the 4th most popular anime of the season, they would be disgusted by you. That's true. I know. I had a coworker who only fucked with like your average shonen, say like My Hero Academia and all that shit. It's definitely like usually the top 3. My Hero Academia was really big before it ended. It still kind of is big. Now it's Jujutsu Kaisen. By the way, when I say popular, I don't mean bad, okay? Just because something is popular does not mean it is bad. Just like, and that kind of goes against what this dude said, because he was like, oh yeah, if a game is popular, it sucks. That is such a dog shit mentality to have. Like, just straight up, I'm not gonna mince words. And that's a common thing too. That's been around for 20 plus years too. This is such a bad take. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck this guy. Anyway. On to the next one for real. Am I the asshole for calling my friend's opinion on Pokemon shallow? Wow, guys, Reddit and Pokemon, we're really digging down deep now.
I'm 27, going on 28. I've played the game since Red and Blue and have been playing every single mainline game since, including a few spin-offs. Pokemon Ranger is one of my favorite. Yeah, woohoo, Zura freedom. Turn the music up or down? Oh wait, the music ain't even present right now. That's weird. On? There we go. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, Cookies. I forgot, did Zura have a cat? I did have a cat, but unfortunately she passed away. She was like 16 or 15. She was pretty old. I got her at a pretty old age, so I'm glad she lived a long life at least. But anyway... My friend is 22, calls himself a casual fan, has only played a couple of them, Gen 5, Black and White being his first introduction, that sort of stuff. He has complained about Pokemon not having good graphics and frame rate. Oh fuck, here we go. Another one of these goddamn discussions, huh? Which, while frame rate and graphics are nice, nobody really plays Pokemon for that. Even stated that the games before Gen 5 had no story or bad guys that actually mattered or had depth. This is a trend I see with people who either don't play the game or only play a few good titles and watch YouTube playthroughs of it, not casual fans. He started a conversation with me about the Switch 2 and how he felt excited to have actual frame rate. I jokingly called him shallow as the game didn't need it to be good. He got upset and called me elitist for saying that, after openly stating that he only holds that standard to Pokemon games and no other games. I never said it was a bad thing, I just said it was shallow. Let's face it, all gamers, not that wording. All gamers are shallow to some extent, it just depends on what it is. I'm also shallow to some extent with what I want out of games, I just don't care about graphics or frame rates. I believe that any game can be a good game, even coded like shit. Games like Undertale and No Man's Sky being a great example of this. The graphics and frame rate argument is just shallow to me, which is just my opinion. But I don't know. Am I the asshole?
This one's a little bit... I try my best to empathize with both the asshole-er and the asshole-e. I think he just used the word shallow wrong. I also think that. I think this dude... I don't know, this guy... This is another situation where both of these people sound like insufferable pricks. At least in this, like, moment. They're, like, between these exchanges. I don't know. I will say, I agree. This one's a little bit harder than, it's not as cut and dry as the other ones. Like, if the friend is saying, like, hey, the frame rate and graphics are everything. I don't think he said that. I think the friend just interpreted it that way. I wish we could criticize Pokemon. That's you put it greatly, Fua. Okay, let me just say right now, graphics and frame rate do matter for some games, and I think Pokemon is definitely one of them. Pokemon, ever since making the leap to 3D, and especially, it's fucking Pokemon. It is literally one of the most, if not the most popular game, like, piece of media out there. Everybody knows Pokemon. Pokemon is more well-known than fucking Mario, I think. Yeah. You fact check that. But everybody knows Pikachu, literally one of the most popular video games in the world. 8 billion people. No, that's true? Okay, well, there you go. If your 3D game on your mainline console isn't running well and has frame rate drops and bad graphics, which it did, by the way, Scarlet and Violet had not good graphics and not good frame rate, especially in certain areas of the game. That is true. That's Zura true. And that matters because that's interrupting your game experience. If Deltarune or Undertale, which he said, you know, frame rate or graphics didn't matter with that, yes, they do. If Undertale was lagging like shit for like 5 minutes straight when I was walking in a straight line, I would put the game down because it was frustrating. If Undertale had bad art and bad art direction, it has good art direction. Sure, it's simple, but it's concise and it gets to the point. If it had bad art, like just actually straight up like doodles from a person who only recently picked up a pencil, yeah, it's gonna tarnish the game experience. To some degree, at least. You can still make a good game with just squiggles, but frame rate and graphics do matter. I think they're conflating art direction and performance. I think this guy is one of those like Pokemon like elitists, or not like Pokemon purists. Pokemon can do no wrong. All your criticisms about Pokemon games, they're invalid. All Pokemon games are perfect and unflawed, even though they only have like 1 or 2 years of development time, and many other third-party games do a better job at frame rate and graphics than they do. Don't pay attention to that. Pokemon is forever. I think this guy is giving that sort of vibe. And that in itself, I'm trying my hardest not to be biased because I fucking hate people like that. I hate the fact you can't criticize Pokemon like Fua said earlier. Perfectmon. Like, if your game is not running at 60 FPS based on target hardware, that's a fucking problem. It's fucking Pokemon. You should, like, Pokemon is okay, this is my Zura conspiracy theory, but not even conspiracy theory, because I feel like most people with a brain can agree. Pokemon, as a game, they're pumping that shit out, like, per 1 to 3 years. 3 years at most. Usually 2 years for each, even like mainline game, because they can get away with it. Because that they don't need to make a super objectively good game. All they have to do is make an okay game with Pokemon in it, and it'll sell like hotcakes, because there's always going to be those Pokemon defenders out there, like this guy, who's willing to like go up to bat for a fucking billion-dollar company. Please have standards. Anyway, I've reached my verdict, and I hope I was, you know, reasonable and presented good facts and reasonable opinions. "10 years in Pokemon and video game correctional facility." All right, bye. Alrighty. Man, it's been a while since I've like talked and read and narrated this stuff nonstop. Me throat dry, so me gonna drink some water. I trust this attorney with my life. I'll get you that lawsuit. All right? You can always trust me. Better call Zura. Zura, I'm taking a dump on company time, but you should have a little Zura Chud judge banging the gavel and a Spectre Larry for the asshole testimony. Listen, if I was like a gajillionaire, gorillionaire VTuber person, I would like have a full ass setup. What the fuck did you guys just see that? I would have a full ass like high production setup going. And like have custom sprites, just like, you know, the defendant stand, the prosecutioner stand, the one, you know, making the testimony, but, you know, maybe in the future, we'll see. Sorry, I lost control of my skeleton, my skeleton's leash. No, it's okay. It happens. Please keep control of your pet skeleton in the courtroom. Another outburst like that, and I will have to remove you from the courtroom. And by remove you, I mean, time you out for 30 seconds and yell at you. So, you know, keep that in mind. Thank you. All right, next one, guys. What the fuck? Stop. Stop doing that. Also, I don't know why the tomato one doesn't work. I apologize for the tomato. I didn't have enough time to set everything up in time, guys. Not all the bells and whistles. I'm sorry. Anyway. Am I the asshole for asking my friend to pay me back for the wine he drank while house sitting? Let us begin. No! No boo. I told you I didn't get everything set up in time, okay? You're lucky I even managed to get this much stuff done during stream, okay? Be grateful.
So, I, 26 female, had my friend, 27 male, watch my place and my cat for the weekend. I told him he could help himself to whatever in the kitchen, which I thought was just common sense for snacks and stuff. I get back and realize he opened this 120 bottle of vintage Barlow I was saving for my promotion. He literally drank the whole thing alone while watching Netflix. That's really sad. When I asked him about it, he got all weird and said, I gave him permission because the wine was in the kitchen. Like, okay, but who drinks $100 bottle of wine without asking first? I sent him a Venmo for 80 bucks, gave him a discount, lol. And now he's calling me tacky and told our group chat I'm a bad host. I feel like there's literally an unwritten rule of guest logic where you don't touch the most expensive thing in the house. If I tell you to help yourself to my garage, it doesn't mean you can just drive off in my car. I don't know, am I the asshole here? He's making me feel like I'm being extra, but I feel like he's totally taking advantage of me. I don't know. It's also just 120 bucks.
This is a technicality one. Technically, the friend said, you know, help yourself to whatever. Right there, he said, help himself to whatever. So, technically, the other friend is, you know, this is all technicalities, which is basically the logic behind law in general. A lot of technicality and a lot of bureaucratic nonsense. But I'm a lawyer of common sense. And in common sense, when someone says, help yourself to whatever, doesn't mean you can come to my house and fuck my wife/husband! Okay? Hold it! You're being an insolent dickhead! And you drinking a 120 bottle of Barolo, you obviously knew that that was expensive, and you're drinking it while watching Netflix? Shut the fuck up! Fuck you! Give me a break, man! That's like going into my house, like seeing a bunch of like Wagyu steak dinners, grilling them all up and then eating all of them, all like 5,000 calories of them. He was so sad. Why were you drinking a $120 Barlow while watching Netflix? At least, I don't know, drink it when your friend's there. Dude, that, whatever. I say if he didn't put a damn price tag on the bottle, he shouldn't assume his friend knew how much it costed. That's true too. I feel like we're missing some, like, context here. If it just was, I don't know how much Barlow was. I don't drink wine. Okay? No, hold on. What's up? I need a drink. Go get a drink. Drink to a Zura stream. I'm sure plenty of people have done it before. That's like going into my house and clogging my toilet, but you just keep using it until I get home. I've seen expensive bottles of wine. You can fucking tell. Also, I feel like if you have the suspicion that it looks expensive, which I assume it did. Let's Google it actually. We have the internet, guys. We have technology. Okay, I'll be quite honest. I can't fucking tell this from like a Walgreens like $20 a bottle. I'm sorry. I can't fucking tell. I'll be quite honest. I thought it was gonna have like cool swirls on it and like a big fucking line head on the bottle top or something. You know? Touching someone's liquor without their permission is a sin. I will say, if I was house sitting for someone, I wouldn't touch their alcohol. Well, I'm not really much of an alcohol drinker in general. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do substances. I took a weed gummy once and I got really sleepy. And it gave me a woozy feeling, so I don't touch those anymore. Also, I thought I was having ego death, and every time I tried to draw, and when I couldn't draw well, I thought my brain was rotting inwards, but that's another story for another time. Anyway, basically what I'm trying to say here is, I feel as though if you're gonna touch someone's alcohol, it could be expensive. Like, you would want to call your... Like, I would assume this guy has his friend on his, like, Discord group message or whatever, or just, like, DM them and be like, hey, man, can I help myself to some of your wine? Just to be careful. Like, say, let's say this. Say there's a cigar in the cabinet where he keeps the wine. If I'm feeling like smoking a cigar, I'm not gonna just smoke one up right then and there. You logically think it is basic etiquette to message your friend and be like, hey, there's a nice cigar here. You said I could help myself to whatever. Is it okay if I smoke one of these cigars? And then your friend could be like, yeah, sure. Have a puff, bro. Or, no, sorry, bro. Maybe I'm saving that for a promotion. And they'll be like, okay. This is a courtesy crime. The friend was not being courteous. What was it? Courteous. The friend is not being courteous. And because of that, they drank the $120 wine without asking. Was it all of it? Let's go back. Where is it? I don't realize what I was saying. The whole thing, by the way. Who drinks a whole bottle of wine, guys? Alone. Whole fucking bottle. If it was half, I would maybe be more lenient, but it was the whole thing. I'm sorry, but that's... No. I think I've come to my verdict. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I was... When I chose guilty there, damn, accidentally life sentence. Oops. Sorry. You know, sometimes judges mess up too. When I pressed guilty there, I put it in the perspective of the asshole friend, but in this case, the person who was being an asshole to, like, the person was being an asshole towards them, the poster, they're not the asshole. They got their $120 alcohol, drank all of it, and yeah, no, that's pretty rude. Sure, technically you could say, oh, I could help myself to fucking anything, but what are you gonna, like, start breaking down their drywall and eating it too? And then like with drywall in your mouth, you could just be like, yeah, no, there's common sense, you know, things. So, you know, I can't stop eating drywall. But yeah, no, that's pretty clean-cut case. Not the asshole. Your friend's a dickhead. Please get a better friend. And also maybe stop drinking wine. Alcohol is bad for you. Held myself to this checkbook you left out. Yeah, and I'm gonna held myself to this checkbook. And I'm gonna held myself to this pen to forge your signature. You said I could help myself to anything. She said help yourself, so I took all their cutlery home. And I also had sex with your wife. And I stole your dog. And I punched your children. You're an asshole for calling me out on this. Bye-bye. She said help yourself, so I took all the cutlery. Yeah, no, fuck that. On to the next one, yeah? These have been pretty good. I think I'll definitely get more selections in the future from you guys instead. This is way better and way more like vetted than all the fucking shit like robots on this damn r/am I the asshole subreddit, because there's a lot of fake posts. I'm sure some of these are fake too, but at least they're funny. All right. Am I the asshole for not playing gifted Steam games for long enough?
I have a friend who gets really into various games that he plays. He ends up chatting a lot about them during Discord voice hangouts while everyone is playing other games. I talk to him about them and watch his streams sometimes because I'm bored or want to know more about the game. There have been several instances of games where I say, oh, that seems cool, but I don't have the time for it right now, or that's not really my style. However, a few times he has gifted the games to me on Steam, and what I see is a pretty blatant attempt to goad me to playing them with him. Out of politeness, I ended up playing the games for maybe 3 to 5 hours, usually one night, and then truly don't have the urge to play them anymore. They're just not my type of game. I've expressed that. My friend thinks that if I just tried it, I would still like it. I can tell that the fact that I don't play games that he gives to me has made him upset, because he says things like, this is why I don't give people things on Steam anymore. But I feel like that's pretty pushy behavior. Oh. And that I've expressed disinterest. It's not really my fault that he's wasted his money. In a sense, what the fuck? But I also don't feel like I owe people my time because they bought me a gift. I don't know. I like this one. Alright, so
I'm gonna say not the asshole on this one. I'm a bit biased here. Soft no from me. I'm biased because unfortunately, people have gifted me games and I just don't have the time. Shark definitely suggested this one. 100%. I'm pretty sure he did. Just off the dome, I think he actually did. I don't know if he was trying to tell me something. If so, Shark, I'm sorry I haven't played the games you gifted me yet. I'm sorry. I don't have that much time to play that many games off stream in general, besides like Balatro, because it's on my phone. You're the asshole for not playing Bolt. Guys, we have a biased courtroom. Guys, get out of my fucking courtroom if you're biased. But then again, no, so am I, because I sometimes don't play Steam games even though they're gifted to me. So I guess it's a fair, you know, it's pretty fair. Soft no from me. By the way, what are you going to play the copies of God Eater I got for you, Zura? Guys, I work 40 hours. I'm a lawyer, at least when I stream this. And also, I stream and draw and setting up stream takes literal hours. This took me like the whole day to set up. I don't have much time to play games, and yet he's played 17 hours of Deadlock this week. Stop looking at my Steam profile! Objection! Stop looking at my Steam! Zura, should I make chocolate chip cookie? Go for it. Do what you want to do. Chocolate chip cookies sounds delicious. Deadlock's fun, okay? Deadlock's fun. Also, by the way, let me just say the main point about this. Let's go back to the evidence, shall we? They didn't ask to be gifted these games. Not once did the friend say, hey, can I have this game? And the friend said, yeah, sure, I'll gift it to you. No, they did it of their own accord. No one should be expected to like, say you give someone a gift. Say it is a potato peeler, but you don't eat potatoes often, or you just use fucking DoorDash all day and don't actually cook anything. Like, you didn't ask for that potato peeler. You know that they, like, you know that the potato peeler is not gonna get any use, but saying no to the gift also makes you look like a jerk. So what do? You say to yourself, oh, maybe I'll get into cooking potatoes in the future. That's the same thing with the games. Maybe I'll play this game in the future. There's no guarantee, but they're giving me something and I feel obliged to receive it. Sure, you could reject the game, but that'll just draw the same anger from the same person. Again, you offered something. It is up to them whether they accept it or not. Just because they accept it does not mean you have to actually use said thing. You don't have to play the game someone gives you. I feel a little bit more like I still plan on playing the gifted games at some point, but like I don't know, like at the end of the day, if you're given a gift on Steam and you accept it and you don't get around to playing it, they don't have the sort of, how do I say this? You can't reasonably get angry at them because they didn't ask for it. It is a very generous and kind gesture. I'm not saying that it's not, because it is. It's a very generous thing to do, but if you know that the person is not interested in playing said thing, like, you can get it from, like, vibes. If you know that, you shouldn't goad them on by gifting them a game with your own personal money for something that you know they'll likely not play. At least not for like a while, because they're gonna be playing other games, or they're going to be invested in other things, or just living life. A gift shouldn't be a guilt trip. Exactly, you worded it very well, Fua. A gift shouldn't be a guilt trip. At the end of the day, sometimes you just leave the ketchup bottle at the back of the fridge and forget about it. Yeah, and who knows, you know, I'm not saying, like, it's not a bad ending. Who knows, maybe one day they'll be like, you know what? That ketchup, I've never tasted it before. Let's give it a taste, like 2-3 years later. And guess what? It's the most amazing ketchup you've ever had. And then the day after, you go get your stomach pumped. But that's okay, because at least you enjoyed it in the moment. Yeah? But anyway, I've reached my verdict, and it looks like you guys have too. In the future, I'll be setting up polls for this. Pretty clean cut. You're not the asshole. Your friend shouldn't be gifting you games that you don't want. Just because they want you to like the game doesn't mean you have to like it and play it. And them guilt tripping you over it is an asshole thing to do. So you had an asshole upon you, but you were not the asshole yourself. Anyway, next one. All right, this is the last one on my list, guys. How long have I been streaming? Damn, I've only been streaming an hour? I feel like I've been streaming a lot longer than that. The tomato one doesn't work! Stop wasting your points! Not yet, at least. I didn't get enough time to adjust it in Streamlab or streamer bot. Stop! They both don't work. I gotta learn how to refund you guys' stuff. How about singular? No, guys, please. They don't fucking work. You're making a goddamn redeem that doesn't work. That one does. Ah! Okay. Next one. Let us begin. Am I the asshole for not playing... Oh wait, no, this is the same one. Am I the asshole for asking my boyfriend if he wants to fuck my... What? If he wants to fuck his mom... Oh, no. Well, let's begin, I guess.
My boyfriend and I are currently stuck living with his parents, with our 2-year-old. His parents are horrible, like his mom just walks around half naked all day and considers it a job, and his father is so rude and insulting. I don't let my daughter have very much sugar, but his parents eat dessert every night. It's fine, but I try to redirect my daughter. His mother is very judgmental about this and thinks my daughter is going to have an eating disorder like her sister. His daughter makes comments about what's the point of eating healthy if it doesn't even look good. What? If you don't even look good, well then fucking eating healthy makes it look... Whatever. I know that he's referring to me because I'm pale and very skinny, but I don't eat healthy to please shitty old men. I got into a fight with my boyfriend the other day because his dad made another comment about how I don't look healthy, so why bother eating healthy? My boyfriend said that he thinks his dad might be right. Oh no! His dad might be right and maybe sugar isn't so bad. He then said that his mom had a better body than... Oh no, fuck. Had a better body than me and she eats unhealthy food. I got upset, so he tried to backtrack and say he meant she looks healthier. I know what he meant, but she has the hourglass figure that's currently fashionable and is more tan than I am. I just felt so grossed out by this conversation that I asked if he wanted to fuck his mom and now he won't talk to me. He told his dad, who thinks it's hilarious, and I feel like the whole family is laughing at me.
This is a good one. I like this one. Let me just go back on the evidence a little bit here. Where is it? That's definitely a Freudian slip. The dude wants to fuck his mom, I think. Gem alert. Middle of the road, no for me. I don't think she's the asshole. I don't. I feel like the girlfriend could have taken it a bit better, but she was definitely being clowned upon by the entire family. The entire family was being extremely rude to her and like being really like they were expressing an opinion, but the opinion was like really, they expressed it in a very demeaning way, in a very just kind of hostile way from the way she puts it. Again, we're going off of this person's interpretation of what happened. We're never going to truly know how it played down, as with a lot of these. But going off what she said, yeah, no, she's not the asshole. And also, she should probably... Also, let me just say right now, the boyfriend... If you don't like how your girlfriend looks, if you don't think your girlfriend looks healthy, you can express it in a clear manner. And by the way, if she looked like that when you started dating her, why did you get in a relationship? Like, you obviously like, quote unquote, if you're gonna call your mom, if you're gonna say your mom has a better body than your fucking girlfriend, why are you even dating her? Just let the poor girl do her own thing. Also, I don't know what any of these people look like, so I can't really make a judgment on that. If you're eating a lot of sugar like crazy, if you're eating a dessert every fucking night, obviously that is not that is not healthy. That is not healthy. Just straight up. That, and I don't care if anybody's gonna come at me saying like, how dare you say that. Eating a dessert every night, say like it's like a slice of cake or something, that isn't healthy, straight up. That's factual, not healthy, processed. You can live your life however you want though. If you want to eat dessert every night, that's okay. But you can't go around and saying, oh, the way you look, like what's the point of being healthy if you don't even look good? Who cares? Being healthy is more than just looking like physically appealing to somebody. It's having a like functioning body for longevity of life. If you're gonna, you know, if you want to be healthy and have a functioning body at 40, 50, 60, 70, you're gonna want to be healthy. Oh, my mom has a better body than you. Yeah, that's the biggest like red flag of them all here. Like, why would you say that? That's definitely a Freudian slip. Please date a girl that you want to date. This is pretty bad. He has a type and the type is his mom. It's fucked. It's weird. I don't know. But with that, I think we reached a good verdict here. Pretty straightforward. No mints in it. That one was just strange, man. All right. Well, I think that's all for the ones I received. Have anybody sent in any more? There 5 of them. I got 5 right here. One from Neb in chat. Alrighty. I think I'll go for another hour. Maybe another hour or 30 minutes, probably an hour, just because I want this to be at least like a 2.5 hour stream. So let us continue. All right. Am I the asshole for being uncomfortable with my sister's mother-in-law calling their biracial son? Oh no! Fuck! Biracial son, little monkey. This is dangerous.
For context, my sister and I are both. And the husband family is Caucasian. My sister, 28, has been married to her husband, 29, for a few years, and and they just recently had their first child, age 3, together. Yesterday, while walking in the park, my sister's husband wanted to bring his mother along. His mother is all around a very nice woman, and we get along just fine. While we're watching his mother play with the son on the playground, I overhear the mother-in-law say something along the lines of, "Come here, little monkey," in a playful manner while she's chasing him. I don't really think anything of it and brush it off. An hour later, while we were getting ice cream, the mother-in-law calls him little monkey again. I kind of take my sister to the side and express my discomfort with that, with the mother-in-law calling her son that, and ask her if she's okay with it. She tells me she's a little peeved by it too, but hasn't really brought it up. The next time the mother-in-law calls her son the term, my sister goes to her husband and tells him that both her and I are put off by that nickname. Her husband is understanding and goes to confront his mother about it. I can overhear mother-in-law saying that she calls every young kid little monkey and that she didn't mean anything by it. She then gives me and my sister the most pissed off, dirty look I've ever seen from her over the shoulder and doesn't talk to us for the rest of the outing. On top of that, she continues to call their son a little monkey. I feel like I completely ruined the vibe of the outing for even bringing it up, and I can tell my sister and her husband feel the same awkwardness. Now I'm thinking I put some unnecessary tension between my sister and her mother-in-law. Am I the asshole?
I'm gonna say no. I really don't think they're the asshole. No, not the asshole. I've come to this conclusion using my big brain, my big streamer brain. Okay, I've heard people calling children a little monkey before. I've seen little white babies being called that. And that's fine. I can understand their discomfort with their biracial son being called that from the mother-in-law. I don't think anybody is the asshole, just an awkward situation. I think so too. Well, actually, no, that's... Let me say right now, it is okay to feel uncomfortable with that. Like, and even if, like, say, like, the mother-in-law was doing that, I feel like a reasonable mother-in-law, when being, like... It depends on how they obviously brought it to him. If the son was like, stop fucking calling my son that, mom! Obviously, she's gonna be put off and like, what the fuck? But if... I assume, I'm going off the assumption that... How do I put this? I mean, I think if it's her own child, she literally has ultimate final word. That's what I'm thinking too. I agree with the cookies. It is the sister's son, as well as, like, the son of the mother-in-law's son. So, since they're the parents, they ultimately get the say on what, you know, their family should call their kid, or if it makes them uncomfortable, or if they should stop, because that is their child. You know, they're the legal guardians of that child. If they don't want you to call them that anymore, you have to respect it. You know? It is okay. Like, it's not inherently wrong to call, like, your grandchild little monkey, because that's just like a playful thing you call a kid. But I understand why they were uncomfortable with it, and they're not the asshole for being uncomfortable with it. However, I must say, the mom, after giving that dirty look to them, and then continuing to do that thing, despite the parent, one of the parents, obviously being uncomfortable with that, that is where the mother becomes the asshole. If the mother had, like, talked to the sister, which I'm sure she, like, I'm sure she would be open to talking about it. They could maybe come to some sort of understanding. But not only did she not do that, presumably, she also then doubled down on it by continuing that habit. That just shows you're a not respectful person. You don't respect your daughter-in-law's wishes. And that's what makes me think that the mother themselves, is the asshole. But for the person who's telling the story, the sister of the wife, you're not the asshole. You're fine. And that is that one concluded. Damn, I'm brushing past these quick. Usually, fucking conviction and sentencing takes like multiple days or weeks, but I'm pretty damn good at this. Next one. Are you guys ready? You're just that good! What can I say? From the mother-in-law's perspective, she was just having fun with her little grandchild, and then they accused her of being a disgusting racist. No, they did not accuse her of being a disgusting... They did not use that word. If they had said, you are a disgusting racist, then okay, maybe they're an asshole too, but from this story, it just seemed like the son was like, hey, Mom, could you please stop calling our kid that? Makes wife uncomfortable. Even if it wasn't... Just accept the goddamn, like, kid's mother's wishes, okay? It's really that simple. If I was the father-in-law and they were like, hey, can you please stop calling my kid that? I'll just call him something else. I'll call him sport. I'll call him little dude. Literally anything. It's fine. I don't have to call them that. You know? If my daughter-in-law was like a crazy psycho person, then I will, you know, treat them like a crazy psycho person, but I'm not going to call them out on that. Who cares? I'm not, no, face dad. I don't know what that word means and I'm scared to say it out loud. Anyway. Am I the asshole for getting a tattoo of a meme that my spouse doesn't really like? Oh boy.
My spouse and some of our best friends got flash tattoos together for fun/bonding. My tattoo pic was the meme of the dog in the burning house, drinking coffee saying, this is fine. I think it's funny, and it's kind of how I feel / my personality. I don't often freak out of stress about stuff, and my job is very high stress, ICU, but I'm pretty chill most of the time. My partner, together 8 years, married 3, has high anxiety and worried about work all the time. IT support. They stated that even seeing it stresses them out because it reminds them of work. I had decided to do a different tattoo, but when we got there, the ones I chose, come on man, fucking, you're in the ICU, at least learn how to spell this damn story correctly. The one I chose couldn't be done. Our friends agreed with me that the meme was hilarious. It's the meme of our generation, to quote one friend. I think it's funny, and I had like 7 people laugh when they saw what I was getting. God, fucking, this is millennial as shit. Which is the point. I asked my partner many times if they were okay with it, and even until right before I got it, saying I would choose something else if they really had a true objection. And they said it was okay and my choice. Later that day we were drinking and they were being pretty passive aggressive about it. Holy shit. Am I the asshole for getting a tattoo I know my partner doesn't like, even though I asked them many times if I had a real issue with getting the tattoo and they stated no. For reference, it's only about 2 inches in diameter and on my leg.
No, you're not the asshole. Objection? Objection! You're not the asshole. You're lame. You're a little fucking cornball, but you're not guilty. I think they're all kind of immature. Listen, at the end of the day, people can get a tattoo whatever the fuck they want. Even if I think it's personally lame, who knows? Like, these are all like 30-plus-year-old people who aren't really internet savvy or aren't like terminally online like me. So this is perfectly fine. It's a fun. People get tattoos of way worse things. Have you guys seen that fucking tattoo of Kakashi with a huge fucking penis hanging out of his pants? And it's like some 40-year-old woman who got it. There are worse tattoos to have. People can get tattoos of Triforce's Skyrim logo, Gojo spreading his cheeks. Exactly. This is not new news. Just like the whole Pokemon thing, I'm not gonna be a tattoo like elitist if you want to get like a little meme for a tattoo. Hey Zura, there's no need to shame the tattoo. have. I'm sorry, Nari. Listen, don't let me taint your tattoo, okay? You can enjoy your Kakashi with pre-cum drizzled dick out. It's okay. More power to you, okay? I won't look at it. I'll frown at it, but I'm not gonna call you out on it. Because we all have a body. I'm not gonna police you on yours. The partner is being a huge dickhead. The husband is being a huge dickhead. They literally were saying like, hey, the person in question here is like saying, hey, if you really have objections on this, hey, get it? Objection? Objection! If you really have objections on this, you can tell me and I won't get the tattoo. But no, the husband was like, no, it's fine. And they went with it anyway. And then after the fact, when they're going out for drinks, they're saying, they're being really passive aggressive. Like they're being a little bitch about it. If you really had a problem with it, just say it. You've been married for like 3 years. You'd think communication would be better. Like I know we're all human, but like you can't be passive aggressive about something that could have been stopped or like talked about more, something. And it's only like, if you really loved your spouse, you would either discuss this with them in depth and come to some sort of agreement or compromise, or just, you know, accept that your wife is gonna have a lame tattoo that you don't like. She's still gonna be your loving wife. And that, you know, hopefully shouldn't change that. It's just a tattoo. Who cares? And it's on her leg. It's fine. Listen, if you love your wife and, you know, who will get the first Zura fruit tattoo? I'm wondering if I want someone to get a tattoo of me or not. I mean, I guess it'd be kind of cool, but I really doubt that's happening anytime soon. We'll see though, I guess. Also, don't keep asking if it's okay, but she'll probably eventually say okay to make you happy in the moment. I don't know, man. This whole situation is just stupid and can be avoided. Did I already reach a verdict on this? I feel like I did, but I'm just gonna do it anyway again. I hope that those two can, you know, reach some sort of conversation where they don't hate each other and get a divorce, because those are quite common nowadays. Alright. Let's do this. Next one. By Jess, I believe. Am I the asshole for calling my unemployed friend privileged? Topical. You definitely fucking chose this just to snipe me, didn't you? That's alright. I roll with the punches. I don't care. I got a scrunchie in my hair.
A while ago, I, 30. Can we skip this one? Why? Does this also apply to you too? Listen, if I had to deal with that fucking streamer one, you gotta deal with this one, okay? Job jump scare. A while ago, I, 30 female, befriended 2 fellow artists, ooh, really topical, also in their 30s, through my job. Andrew comes from a low-income family and lives with his mom in an apartment she owns. He is unemployed and supported by her. Bianca comes from an upper-middle-class family and lives alone in a house her parents own. Damn, that's really fucking privileged. Holy shit. She had never had a job. Bianca, I'm trying to get like you, bro. I come from a middle-class family that fell into hard times and never recovered. I help them financially when I can. I respect that, but damn, I'm sorry, bro. That's rough. A and B both did freelance work for my boss and were not contracted again after missed deadlines and refusing to take feedback. Ooh. Is Bianca That's what I'm trying to say. The tension between us started when, through my job, I was given the opportunity to move to America. I am gay, and in my country, gay people don't have rights. Oh, damn, that's rough. So this was a life-changing opportunity. Clip that, don't do that. Because of how expensive America is and how much money I spent in the move, I started working extra hard to replenish my savings. My job offers a base salary plus royalties for every piece I sell. So I am producing more commercial, easier to sell stuff with a focus on faster production times. Both A and B believe art should never be compromised. Oh, you privileged bastards. Both A and B believe art should never be compromised for monetary gain, and they started to be passive-aggressive when interacting with me. They would make constant jabs at me, from subtle to straight up calling me a sellout. I take a lot of pride in my work. I won't spend 20 hours on a piece, and I can only sell for 20 bucks. That's really fucking cheap. Because I can't afford to. But I still think there's a lot of heart in what I do. I agree. Well, shit, I should be agreeing yet. I should be unbiased until I do the cross-examination. So I get really annoyed at this. I take a lot of pride in my work. Oh, no, argument. Then last week they said something like, "Eat the rich, except we won't miss you, OP." I told them I'm not rich. They insisted I am because I live in the US, I own a car, and I have a good job. I explained that here, having a car is a necessity, no public transit, and I work very hard to get where I am professionally. I told them their constant jabs were hurtful and made it sound like this was something I stumbled into rather than earned, but they kept escalating. So this is where I might have been the asshole. I told them both that of course they wouldn't know about compromising their art for money. They're privileged enough to not have to worry about rent and bills, so they can focus on spending endless time on art and no one won. Oh! So they can focus on spending endless time on art no one wants to buy. Now they're both upset and told me I was cruel. Andrew says I'm an asshole, cause how dare I call him privileged when he has to share a very small apartment with his mom instead of living by himself and have a disposable income. Bianca says I shamed her for being unemployed. They say you can't be privileged if you're unemployed. They want me to apologize, but I'm standing my ground. I think that while having parents able to support you is a privilege you're either born with or not, if they want to make money from their art, they can. But they need to take feedback and meet deadlines. They chose not to. Am I out of line? I don't want to apologize. I am too angry to see if I'm actually the asshole. Well.
Yeah, I think this one is a pretty clear and cut one too. They did kind of do a pretty ashholist thing. Why the shitty mic filter? It's not shitty! Also, I use that to make a distinction on the person who I'm narrating versus me as the verdict. That's a good one. That is a good one. I like that one. Let's go over it, shall we? I feel like so many of these would never get posted if people learned how to actually talk to each other and resolve disputes without needing to get a one-up on the other one. Yeah, no, a lot of people... Human beings bad at communication. A story as old as time. Everybody is prone to it. You're never you know... I try to be understanding. It's hard to see different perspectives sometimes when you're just, like, in your own head. Which I am a lot. So I get it. Would it be better if more people communicated directly more? Yes. Is it gonna happen? Probably not, but I hope it does, because maybe life will get less shit if everyone did that. But with this in particular, this person is not the asshole. I'm just gonna say right now. Oh shit, what? I keep doing the wrong one. I'm gonna preemptive this one because there's a lot to this. There's a lot of layers to this that I want to go through. One, yes, being unemployed is not inherently privileged. There's many unemployed people who have a very hard time in life. I find myself agreeing with you more, Zura, because you look like a yaoi protagonist. You sicken me. You and your biases. Get your biases out of my fucking courtroom. But anyway, this person is not the asshole. Unemployed life. Unemployed life. You know, okay, Jess, did you give me this one? Because I kept fucking, like, saying, I miss being unemployed so much, guys. Fuck, I miss being unemployed. And if so, I still stand that I do kind of miss being unemployed. It was very nice to just do artwork all the time and set up streams. I can only do that on the weekends now. But anyway, I do not think this person is the asshole because, one, just because you're unemployed does not mean you have the privilege, and yes, they are privileged, to have a mother that is able to provide for you in your 30s. These two friends are unemployed. One, sure, they live in a small apartment, but they're still unemployed, and they have a family that is able to support them despite them being unemployed, whereas other people could be homeless. Some people don't have families to, you know, lift them up and house them when they're down. The other one, Bianca. Bianca pisses me the fuck off because she is very much privileged because she lives in a house presumably by herself. Let me just see here. Bianca comes from an upper middle class family and lives alone in a house. Alone in a house her parents own. Not only do you have a living space, but a living space devoid of anybody else. A whole house to yourself. You don't have to pay for rent. You don't have to pay for amenities. You don't have to pay for mortgage. You are privileged. Just because you're unemployed does not mean you are not privileged. Those two are not mutually, like, you know what I mean? Also, yes, let me just say right now, if we're talking about this isolated moment here, where, like, they said that, hey, I kind of grimaced here a little bit. They said they're privileged enough not to have to worry about rent and bills, so they can focus on spending endless times on art no one wants to buy. Harsh as it is, they're making, just because no one wants to buy does not make it good art, or does not make it bad art, sorry. Just because no one wants to buy does not make it bad art, but she's making a point here by saying, hey, like, you're, or maybe they implied that. They did, okay, here's the thing. They were let go because they weren't able to meet deadlines and refused to take feedback. That is on them. Their unemployment, you know, they didn't meet the standard that their client, their boss, wanted, so they were let go. That the person here was being an asshole in that moment, but in the grand scheme of all of this, they are not being the asshole because their friends were being the initiator and being really unreasonable too. They worked really hard. If you are a good friend, you're gonna notice your friend busting their fucking ass off to be able to afford to not only move to America, an entirely different country, buy a car, and that's all from them, and they're not privileged. They got all that money from their hard work. They're being assholes by not only not seeing that, not being empathetic towards that, but also being passive aggressive and saying that eat the rich and we're not gonna miss you, OP comment. Like, what the fuck was that about? Eat the rich except we won't miss you, OP. I think as much as the original poster was being a shithead by, well, not, maybe shithead's a bit hard. They were being kind of mean at that comment with the, you know, endless times on art no one wants to buy. The friends were initiating being rude. And also, you know, they are privileged. They are being rude to their friend who lifted themselves up without, you know, that. They said would? Oh, hold on. Wait. Except we would miss you. Okay, sorry. I got confused there. Eat the rich except we would miss you, OP. Well, that's still really fucked up because even if they're saying, oh, we would miss you, haha, jokey, jokey, it's being passive aggressive because they're implying that they're rich. They're not. They are not rich. Okay? Presumably. because they said that they are, you know, from a middle-class family, fell on hard times, never recovered. And it's all their hard work. Even if they were rich, like, you're being passive-aggressive to your friend about something that you all have in common. Like, what the fuck is that? I will agree with Fuo when they say, you know, like, if they had just talked. But I feel like the friend at some point did, like, confront them, be like, hey, you guys are being jerks to me. This whole situation sucks. It could have been handled way worse, but my verdict is sealed. And I feel like you know what it's gonna be. Yeah. They're not the asshole. Let's look at the comments. It's been a while since I looked at the comments. Not the asshole. Both A and B are privileged and a bit entitled people. Exactly. Both live comfortably without worrying about a job, salary, bills, or any living struggles. Yes, their petty claims about your artists. Your art is nothing more than a jealousy rant. It does kind of come off that way, true, from the way the person tells a story. They see someone who works hard and achieves things in her life, while they are stuck in a comfortable routine that goes nowhere. Their comfy life made them lose the drive to be better and do better at life. Don't listen to them, and you're absolutely accurate in what you told them. They could have been... I will disagree on that part, that last comment. You could have been way nicer about the way you know, said it. Obviously, emotions got to them, and they said that pretty harmful thing at the end, but they were being the initiator with... you know, all the comments prior. They're rich in these fucking American rights world. No! Holy truth nuke. Listen. Yeah, bro, either rich, the billionaires, and this girl who is selling art for $20 because she's trying to... How dare they! We're all struggling under capitalism. We gotta remember class solidarity in these times. True! Especially now, man. I'm fucking look at the news. You know? Real. Listen. Why are we fighting each other when we should be fighting? Zura does not support their rights. What the hell? I support... Everybody should be able to live comfortably and... like, if you have a job, everybody should be able to live comfortably. Guys, Zura cold takes... do you guys want my cold takes? I'm slinging them out like fucking slices of ham. All right. That was that. I liked that one. It was... I felt my brain working when, like, picking stuff out of what they were saying. Like a real lawyer. Next one. This is Jess as well. Thank you, by the way, Jess, for providing these. Sending you you cold takes. I'm Santa Claus. Oh, Mary. They're getting the bag in the best way they can, and counterpoint not being a grifter. True. Oh no. This was a... No, the link didn't break. Some of the links in the past ones broke because they deleted it, but I think I just mistakenly ruined the copy for that. Oops. Am I the asshole for not talking to my mom after she destroyed my anime poster? 6 years ago, by the way. Deleted, by the way. Damn. May that anime poster rest in peace. Amen.
I was preparing to write an essay, so I set my chair in front of my desk, and I noticed that anime poster, which I always had on the side. What anime is it, bro? Come on, let me know. Had on the side of my desk isn't there. I wondered where it is, and I decided to ask my mom, because she cleaned flat last night. The flat, man. Come on, use proper grammar. The flat last time when I wasn't home. So I called her to my room and asked her where it is, and she started laughing and telling me even though it was little torn in the corners, she decided to vacuum it because there was dust on it. Huh? Am I on the ass? ETA, next question. No, hold on. My yowie! No, and I honestly have no idea what the fuck did she think was going to happen. Of course, the poster got sucked into the fucking vacuum cleaner and got completely destroyed. I admit that I also laughed because I thought it was funny at the beginning, but now I'm just full on crying. Oof. I didn't feel anything at the beginning, but now I feel so sad. It was One Piece poster. There it
is! Is Ellie in chat? Ellie? Ellie, bro! I think I found your Reddit post! My One Piece! Now it's like 1,000 pieces.
I didn't feel anything at the beginning, but now I feel so sad. It was One Piece poster, and it was given to me by cousin for my birthday 6 years ago. Damn, just like the poster 6 years ago. We have no anime shops in my country. She bought it at an anime fest, so the only way I can even buy something is to order from foreign countries. The worst part is that she told me it happened 2 weeks ago, and yes, I didn't notice the fuck, and she said she hoped that I wouldn't notice. Okay, so you knew you did something wrong. She didn't even apologize, and I fucking hate that. And I can't face her without getting angry. I don't want to say anything bad to her because she probably didn't mean it. Who knows, to be honest. And I thought it's not a big deal, but can't stop crying. I didn't even write the essay because I was upset. I wish she could have said something to me or told me to clean it herself. It's such a waste. Today, I approached her about it and told her that she should at least apologize. She said, I think it's sad that a 20-year-old has Pokemon on her desk. It's childish. So now, I honestly don't know if she didn't do it on purpose or not. Am I the asshole for ignoring her? I just can't face her without feeling upset. Alright.
Ellie says, asshole parent! You are biased in my courtroom! Hold it! Out! It had One Piece, and you know it! You know you're biased! And we can't allow biases in this courtroom. But also, I'm biased too, so I guess you can stay. Because I had something like this similar happen to me. I empathize so greatly with this person. Because my family does not really respect my boundaries either. When I was growing up, they would go into my room, move things around, take things, do all that sort of stuff. And they would never apologize, they would never talk about it. And whenever I voiced my concerns, they would always talk back to me and minimize how I felt. I now realize I don't talk about One Piece enough around Zura. If you want, you can. I know some stuff about One Piece. I watched a One Piece clip today, actually, on Twitter. You know, this... I will say, I think... I'm even gonna go out on a limb here and say, I think the mom definitely did, like, vacuum it on purpose, or, like, at least half on purpose. You know, when you do something and you think to yourself, if it happens, it happens. I think the mom did that. Or maybe she's just... I think the mom did that, knowing that the poster could have definitely... Like, who the fuck vacuums posters to clean them? Let's be honest. The mom either did that half hoping that it would get fucked up, or just did it and said it was an accident. Who vacuums a poster? If you want to clean a poster, get like a little paper towel or a rag with some, like, wet it a little bit and then just go over it. The mom, when being confronted about it, laughed. And then when the daughter came back and said, hey mom, you doing that upset me, the mom went and said, where was it? I think it's Sad that a 20-year-old has Pokemon on her desk. It's childish. All right, Mom. I guess your daughter should be going out and smoking crack cocaine and going to fucking goddamn doing illegal activities instead, I guess. Or even just Swiffer dust. Exactly. No, I'm saying there's like, why vacuum it? Try to hide it too. Oh. Killing you for treating One Piece like your family guy funny moments. I'm not. One Piece, I never said, listen, One Piece, I know it's good, okay? It has a good reputation for a reason. But anyway, this mom is like key case of not empathetic, like lacking very surface level empathy. Also, she's only 20, man. Like, people will be fans of anime in their 30s, 40s, 50s. She's 20. Let her enjoy her One Piece. Let her enjoy her One Piece penis edits. With, like, Zoro holding his... Never mind. It's fine. This mother is an asshole, and I'm sorry that this person has a mother that does not value her daughter's feelings and hobbies and interests. Why did you use that emote, Ellie? Why did you use that emote, Nari? But yeah, no. This is Zoro holding his sword. That is a double meaning. This is pretty key. Like, I feel like I would even call this mom narcissistic, because like, why the fuck are you doing that? Why are you entering your daughter's room to clean it and also ruining her shit? Verdict is set. And I don't feel any remorse or ounce of hesitation. It's pretty clean cut and dry. I like that one though. It was very... I feel like some of these are just made for these streams or like the people watching, you know? I like that feeling. All right, I think I'll do like one or two more, and then after that, I will call it quits for today. But if you liked this stream so far, well, I mean, I'll leave that for after stream. If you have any suggestions or anything like that. You gotta do mine? Okay, fine. I'll do yours last, I suppose. Alrighty. Am I the asshole for paying my 7-year-old son to beat some of the greatest video games of all time? What the fuck is this? Did John Reddit write this himself? Dick Muffin Bush, you should not have... Dick Muffle Bush, you should not have a child. Is that your child? I sure fucking hope it is. Anyway...
Pretty self-explanatory. I pay my son $50. Damn! That's a lot of fucking money. Holy shit. I hope there's one... there's an MLP one in here. How about I break your legs and drain the bone marrow out? How about that? I want to say yes to this already. Don't even read it. Don't jump to conclusions. What kind of lawyer are you? I pay my son $50 now for showing me the ending of... You can just look this shit up on YouTube! Also, hi Mario, I'm sorry I didn't say that earlier. For showing me the ending of a classic game of my choice, but my wife disagrees big time. It actually began as a joke a few months back when he saw me playing Super Ghouls and Ghosts on Super Nintendo. That's a good game. Super Nintendo Classic. I mentioned that it was notoriously difficult and I jokingly would pay him $100 if he could beat it. He did use save states, pussy, but over the next few days, I will be damned if he didn't show me the first ending. It tore him to pieces that he never knew that it had to be beaten twice to get the true ending, and I didn't pay him that day. That didn't stop him though. Sure enough, over another couple days and a couple YouTube tutorials later, he beat that hard bastard and showed me the game over screen. I couldn't believe it. My wife had no idea about our deal, and when she saw me pay him, she was happy for him in front of him, but furious with me behind the scenes. I get it. It is a lot of money. I was gonna say, it is a lot of money for a 7-year-old, but I explained that I knew it was a lot of money. But it was hilarious, and everyone benefited except our wallets. He learned lessons in determination, self-discipline, and desire, etc. in my opinion. So I said fuck it and explained to him that $100 is too much, but I would pay him $50 if he wanted to do it again. He accepted. So far, he has beat Super Ghouls and goes Super Mario Galaxy 2 and is about to complete Super Metroid for a total of $200. Am I the asshole for paying my son to beat some classic games? That's just cool.
Yeah, this guy's just fucking bragging. This guy is bragging. This guy is just straight up bragging. I will say, if he's being, I'm going to tackle this as if he was being a sincere individual. This is just nice. I will say one thing. If I were him, I would like give him the like $50, but as a condition. I would say like, okay, here's this. I'll give you $25 right now, and I'll give you the other $25 into your like 18-year-old, when you turn like an 18-year-old savings account. Okay? So when you turn 18, you can do whatever with the $25 that I'm giving you now. You just can't use it now. The amount is insane though. That's what I'm saying. I had a double take. I was like, how the fuck old is your son and how much are you paying him? My dad was giving me like $10. Sometimes. I didn't have an allowance or anything like that, but this dude is having his kid play video games for, again, you can look at this shit on YouTube. You don't gotta have your son, he's definitely doing it just to bond with his child, which is like, what the fuck, your dad gave you money? Yeah, sometimes when I wanted like a candy bar or something. My dad just says, nah, well, your dad, my dad's cooler than your dad. No, I don't know. Some people's parents give them money and some people's parents don't. I don't know. It is what it is. Just like that one thing earlier where some people have family that will allow them to live rent-free, while as other people have family who kicks them out of the house. Candy bar. A 7-year-old is not gonna understand that, sir. Well, I'll say it like this. If I had a 7-year-old and I said, okay, if you beat Streets of Rage 4, I will give you $25, and when you turn 18, I will give you $25 more. And the kid is gonna be like, okay, and they're gonna take the $25 with a big smile on their face, and it's gonna be all right. But overall, this guy's not the asshole at all. What the fuck? Like, okay. If you're like flat broke, I could understand. You know, your wife being angry with you, but this action itself, in isolation, I'm gonna assume the guy isn't dumb enough to like give his son $50 when he's not already well off. This is just like a roundabout way to have like a nice bonding experience with your dad. Like, the kid is gonna remember that. Like, if my dad did this to me, like, if my dad said, listen, if you beat League of Legends and I'll give you $50 dues, I would say bet and then become Faker. Okay? Evil dad. Okay, well, maybe not League of Legends, but maybe bad example, but you know what I mean. That would be a good memory. That would be a nice childhood memory. I would say like, yeah, my dad used to pay me money to beat video games in front of him. Your dad would have given you $50 to never play Kingdom Hearts. I would hold that against him. League of Legends, death penalty. You're right. Okay, no, but this isn't even like an am I the asshole. This is just I'm bragging about myself being well off and also spending time with my child. And also I have a wife. Let's look at the comments. Also, hi, Tupai. Bro, what? How could you be an asshole here? Your wife needs to find some chill. Why is she so upset by this? Probably because $50 is a lot of money. $50. Also, originally, the dad was saying, like, the dad is reasonable because he, like, jokingly said, I'll give you $100. But instead of that, he was like, okay, kid, I can't give you $100, but here's 50. So he's being relatively reasonable. His brain is not goo. You know? So yeah, I can understand why the wife is mad. $50 is a lot of money to give to a 7-year-old, by the way. 7 years old, by the way. Whether you're an asshole or not depends on whether your son is neglecting other things to do the tasks, schoolwork, chores, sleep. There you go. Okay, and this is what makes me think he's just bragging. My son is a razor-sharp A+ student that is always good to myself, his mother, and like, shut the fuck up. You're not the asshole. You know you're not the asshole. You just want to brag. Get the fuck out of here. Not guilty. Alrighty. Last one. Last one. Let's do this. You know, I wanna hear this music. Hold on. Objection. Duh shit. I could beat up his son. Please don't do that. Wait, hold on. Was that the? No, that's the same one. Am I the asshole for changing the iPad background to a pair of lips? What?
So me and my girlfriend have been sharing the same iPad for about a year now. I use it to scroll on Reddit, like you are right now, Batman fan 27, and to write stories. She uses it to play games and watch TV. Every month, we like to take turns changing the background of the iPad. Last month... Wait, okay, when they say lips, do they mean... Do they mean...
Down there?
Okay, what do they fucking mean by lips then? Who cares? Who cares if it was a pair of lips? Keep reading? Okay, fine, damn. Hold on, I'm only a lawyer with a 3rd grade reading comprehension, okay? Let's see. Well, the other day, my girlfriend comes up to me and asks me what the hell the background picture is. I told her that I saw it on a podcast and thought it was funny, so I made it the background for this month. She looked at me like I was a psychopath and told me that I was weird and that she didn't want to look at somebody's mouth whenever she uses the iPad. I told her that it was my turn to decide the background of the month, and that was my choice. She handed me the iPad and said that I can use it for the month and she'll just play on her phone. So now I'm wondering, is it really that bad to have a pair of lips as a background? I mean, I still think it's funny, but I don't want my girlfriend to feel uncomfortable. Am I in the wrong? Edit. Since so many people have asked to see the picture, here it is for context. I got this from an episode of a podcast called Creepcast. In it, the host, Isaiah, had switched dentists, and he asked his old dentist to email him pictures of his x-ray. And this picture was one of the ones that was emailed to him. Hold on, I gotta make sure this isn't something naughty. So I'm gonna be putting it on a different window. Oh my god, Windigoon! Wait, I have to be 18 plus to show this? What the fuck do you mean? Marty, what is this? It's not a weird picture? Well, I had to fucking log in to see it. Oh! Okay, so here's the picture. Let me save that. Or actually, let me just show it. I'll take a screenshot. It's probably easier that way. Okay, it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny. It's kind of weird. Here's okay. Update. So after getting off work, I decided to talk to my girlfriend and see what she didn't like about the picture. And she told me that the zoomed in at his mouth grossed her out, so I compromised with her, thank Christ, and let her pick out a piece of fan art of the lips. Fan art! And used that for the background instead. All is well on that front. A couple things I want to clarify. A lot of you seem to think that I had a problem with the shirtless Jason Momoa pictures. I don't. I know he's a very attractive man. I understand why she would pick that as a background. I only included that detail because, like with the rest of the situation, I thought it was silly and hilarious. That brings me to my second point. A lot of you taking the story too seriously. I shared the story because, one, I wanted to know if I was wrong. Two, because I found the whole situation to be silly. There's no deep-rooted problem between us. It was just a silly situation that we both had a good laugh about. This will be the end of it. Goodbye. It sounded like he's gonna shoot himself in the brain at the end there. Like he had a gun in his hand. That was weird. Why'd you fucking sign out like that? Holy fuck, what the fuck was that?
I want to see the picture again. All right. Well, I like this one. The image was pretty funny. I want to know what this fucking even looks like. This looks like a fucking caterpillar or something. This looks like a caterpillar or something. So you should make fan art of Am I the Asshole lips. I think I'd rather do anything else with my time than do that. No thank you. I will pass. Looks like fish mouth to me. It does. It does look like that. It looks like that fucking fish. It looks like this. It looks like that fucking fish that I hate. Okay, anyway, not the asshole. Zura, can you set that as your next stream starting screen? No, Raven, I will not be doing that. That's terrible. I got tears in my eyes. Good. Keep crying, bro. But yeah. I don't think he's the asshole. I think he was just trying to be funny and didn't realize that would, like, make his girlfriend feel uncomfortable. And even when it did, he compromised and talked to her about it, which a lot of people don't do apparently on this subreddit. They don't talk, but he did. He was the exception. He was the one out of a trillion. And talked to his, his girlfriend, and they changed the fucking wallpaper to something else. Everything's good. You're fine, bro. Well, all right, boys and girls, that is it for this session of r/Am I the Asshole Ace Attorney. I hope you guys had fun. Would you kiss those? No. That was so fun. I'm so happy. I'm happy with the stream. Next time I want to get everything set up because I have a bunch of other assets and stuff kind of set up. I just didn't have them fully. Kind of like that desk slam thing earlier. If you guys like this segment, Zura, you forgot mine. I gave you the AO3 link a week ago. Was it an AO3 thing, or was it an r/Am I the Asshole thing? Let me look back in our DMs. on. This is just an AO3 thing. It's not. Sorry. Okay, Space Dad. I will get to this eventually, but this is an AO3. Zura, can you read some Ace Attorney AO3? No, guys, this is r/am I the asshole? Not Zura reads AO3 for you guys to jerk off to. Okay? I promise I will read your AO3 thing. I know. I'm just jesting. Okay, just making sure. Why not? Because that's a different fucking... I would have to make an entirely different segment for that. And that takes a lot of work. Can you read and we can judge if it's legal? What do you mean legal? No, I'm not fucking doing that. All right, boys and girls. That's it for today's segment. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to raid into my dear friend Ginkgo. Very, very, very strong. Yeah, listen, guys, if you guys like this segment, just like Jess is right now, please let me know. And if you have any suggestions for it, let me know as well. If you want to make any clips, or if you want me to make any clips of anything that happens in this, just let me know. I'm pretty open to stuff. If anybody has a raid message, feel free to share one, but I'm just going to set up the raid right now. Play games with us. Thank you for stream, Chuddy. Thank you for stream. Have a lovely rest of the night. Thank you for stream, Master Chud. Thank you for stream, Objection Raid. That is Kino. But it'd be immersive with this model. Maybe I can work with something with this to make it happen. If you want AO3 stream, I'll give you AO3 stream. What was the message we had last stream? Me no. I'm chuddling rate. I'm not using that one. W stream. Thank you very much, Eliza. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. All right. Anyway, that's it for this stream. I'll see if I'll be streaming tomorrow. We'll see. No promises. If I do, I'll definitely let you guys know. You're using that one. But anyway, have a great rest. Man, my brain is fried. Have a great rest of your night. Take care. See you around.